Club 36, famously known as Klabuu, an informal food joint along Mamlaka Road and near the University of Nairobi. It serves the students from the university and generates revenue that trades in the area.
Unajua napenda chakula hapa. Chakula hapa inapikwa vizuri sana. Na chakula hapa ni tamu sana. So wanafunzi akikula hapa nasikia ngako sawa. Kwanza sana kuja kuruhusia chipo ya Texas ni wapi?
Actually naweza sema it's the quality tuko nayo. Like ukisikia wanafunzi watasema quality ya food iko Klabuu, sile quality iko mess.
Ile kitu mimi siwezi kunywa, siwezi pea client. One thing lazima ni make sure nimekuwa presentable to those who are coming na lazima ni kuache na reason ya wewe kukuja back.
Tastes and preferences for food vary from one student to the other. Each of them comes to Klabuu to have a meal of their choice.
For me, I take ugali nyama, or chapo beans, or ndengu.
At Klabuu, I mostly take ugali and matumbo and rice and chapo beans.
I love chapo, anything to do with chapo. So chapo ikikuja na ugali bado nitakula, chapo moto.
I usually take chapati, mostly. I prefer taking chapati with beef, that's my favorite. Sometimes smocha, and for like supper, there's still chapati, beef, but we have a variety of food here in campus.
My personal favorite is rice and liver. I also take rice with beans, with kamande, chapati and beans. Take a variety of food, sometimes fries, ugali, yes.
The students at the University of Nairobi have choices to make regarding the places to take their meals. The school has a mess that offers a variety of meals. It turns out most of the students are more inclined to Klabuu. What exactly leads to this?
For mess, the food is cheaper there, but the quantity is a bit small, yeah. So people prefer going to Klabuu since the quantity is high, and but it's more expensive. But we go for quantity and not quality, yes.
So I prefer Klabuu, a certain place. Where najua nitakuwa as in pesa nitatumia, at least nitaona yenyewe hapa kuna kakitu. Ni kama niko home, a new home for me. Klabuu, that is. Kwa mwanafunzi akija hapa, hata kama kwa shilingi 50 lazima atakula. Kama kuna 30 bob lazima atakula. Kama ana pesa anakuja lazima akope, lakini atakuja kulipa.
One of the things I found interesting is the food. Actually, the food is quite, where I eat mostly the food is top grade. Yeah.
Personally, I feel like everything is catered for. Yeah, there's a variety. If you don't want this, you'll get this. If you want that, so I think it's okay.
In the creation of energy and chemical structures of human bodies, nutrition is a key consideration. The body requires a balanced diet to remain active throughout the day. An understanding of nutrition is important not only to the students but also to all living organisms.
On nutrition, nile tu nilisoma primary and high school about a balanced diet, which has proteins, vitamins, and carbohydrates.
From my own research, or maybe from how I've been, the food I mainly eat are majorly carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins.
One is supposed to take a balanced diet, but most people, as long as they're written, they're okay with it. Yes, but I believe that it affects.
The food consumed by an individual affects their health positively or negatively. Medical practitioners sensitize the importance of balancing our diet for healthy living.
First, you have to check your meal if it's a balanced diet. So you make sure that you have the carbohydrates, the proteins and the vitamins.
The key nutritional considerations, of course, a diet has to be balanced according to, basically a diet has to be balanced. The carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, you have to consider that, and also you have to consider the how the food is prepared. If it should not be undercooked or overcooked, due to, of course, nutritional factors, and also the hygiene, the cleanliness, even when preparing that food.
In preparation of food, it is critical to ensure hygiene is well checked. At Klabuu, one thing stands out. Many of the students are unaware of the food preparation process.
How informed am I? 0%, that's what I can say. As long as I've gone there, I've eaten, yeah, I don't care about the rest, yeah.
Sijuangi, that is. Mimi nakulanga tu end product. Yeah, the product itself, the final product, so sijui kwa napanyanga ni.
On cooking, I'm not quite sure of the hygiene because now that's on the back end. So we don't quite see how they are cooking, we only receive the end product.
For me naaminingi, nikiweza ona vile hizo food zinakuwa prepared, siwezi kula. Kuna vitu siwezi, unaona like kuna kitu wametumia, siwezi kula.
When it comes to where they source their ingredients, personally I'm not aware of them.
The hygiene journey does not begin with the cooking stage. It narrows down to the sources of ingredients used until the food is served on the table.
One thing tunaanzanga hata ianzangi hapa, inaanza market kwenye huwa tunanunua the stock and everything. So we choose the best quality. Ndo kikuja hapa hivi unajua the moment umechoose a bad thing kwa market hata ukileta hapa haiwezi kuwa kitu poa.
Kama viazi yangu, kama hivi viazi yangu nauza hapa, mimi mwenyewe huendea kwa 7. So sijaitumana. Najua kama ni gari na gunia kama 50 kuna njiekea hapa. So ndio viazi iko sawa, ina shida yote.
Like sasa wakati tuna prepare kitu kama tuseme hivi chapo. So anakula simocha na chapo. Lazima make sure maji umetumia kwanza ni safi. Ni ile maji ambayo imetoka kwa county government, kanjo yenyewe. Hapo already umeconsider usafi. Pia unga lazima uone ni ile certified na lazima uangalie expiry. Unajua unaweza letewa unga kumbe ile expire.
Kuna one of our client anaendanga ku counter check each and every morning actually, kuangalia kama kila kitu ambayo tumeorder imequalify kuletwa, cause kuna zingine watu tuna reject na kuna zingine bado watu tuna approve.
While asking the students on the areas that Klabuu needs to improve, many complained about the drainage system, the impassable roads, especially in the rainy season, and the overall hygiene.
I believe there's always room for improvement, especially in Klabuu. They can add more varieties of foods, as long as there are meals that we can afford to buy.
For me, I feel like Klabuu needs to improve their hygiene.
Be it the roads, I guess the roads maybe they can be rehabilitated also, so that they can be accessible during the health season, and also their water sources I'm not quite sure where they are, and if they like check, we can have maybe ministry officials of health maybe coming in and satisfying that these areas are good for food.
Floors are messy, but we understand it's just how you put it, maram, and when it rains it becomes muddy.
I feel they try, though it's not the best. They can improve, but they really try. I see they have clean water that they use to wash their utensils.
Klabuu manze, kuna venye naonanga kila mtu akishout hapo kwa entrance, why you do shout bana? Si chama cha jiuza kibaya cha jitembeza. So kitu kama ni legit, kama CJ ushaona waiter wakikuja kushout CJ kitu kama like kitu kama big knife. So kitu ikiwa legit tutakuja, hata wasipoongea, hata wakifunga tutaingia tu. So ndio spendi yes, hata kama ni kujiadvertise kitu kama hiyo, but mbona actually kwanza kuna wengine wanavutanga mse. Sasa huko umeenda kukula.
I think there could be some improvement done. I'm not an expert in food, but coming from me, yes, there should be a few more variety of foods added.
The hygiene, it needs to be looked at, because most of the places are not to the perfection that we can want or like.
The various kiosks and hotels, quote-unquote restaurants, should aim to have a clean environment. Even the kitchen should be clean, so that we may avoid these issues of diseases and this bacteria. Also, I believe the food should be well cooked, because if it's undercooked, again, like if you undercook meat, you risk facing diseases like anthrax and all that. So I believe proper cooking of the food and proper hygiene of the place where the food is being served.
So as medical practitioners, as medical students, as people in the medicine field, we usually advocate for quality everywhere, and it comes with sanitation. clearly, when you look at Klabuu, it's just that these students are eating there because they don't have another option of eating somewhere else.
Improving the serving area and just ensuring that there's personal hygiene at a personal level for the people who are serving the students, and the students ensuring that before they take their meal, they wash their hands. Yeah, to consider those to avoid.
Speaking of hygiene, well, there was this outbreak of some parasite, which it's called Echinococcus granulosus. I know, right? So the outbreak was all over Nairobi. So my heart was really beating for University of Nairobi students, because because they eat in the most unhygienic places like Klabuu. Yeah, right.
At the instance that the food sold does not meet the required standards, the consequences are far-reaching.
I have taken close to 5 friends of mine to the student clinic when they could not walk because of stomach aches. So food poisoning is a common occurrence, and H. pylori, and which also leads to ulcers. I've seen it happen to some of my friends.
Actually, recently it has become an issue because now a lot of students are maybe complaining about the safety of their health, because now some foods are like you find their health issues, be it diarrhea, be it infections that majorly result from food consumption, because at places you find that the place is not quite clean and you don't have an option of eating from any other place, so you just have to eat and hope that you won't get ill also.
Last year we did H. pylori. Yeah, that it was a disease from contamination of food, and it gives you that, it makes you weak actually, and it takes a long time to get the healing that you want. For like you take drugs for 21 days consecutive.
I've also been once a victim of H. pylori.
One or two of my friends, they've suffered from a bacterial infection, H. pylori to be specific, and both of them have alluded it to eating at Klabuu somewhere. So there is this trend of the H. pylori infection that I've had.
So H. pylori is it's a bacteria that stays in the stomach. It's non-commensal, so it's not very bad for health. But once something that is bad, as considered by the stomach a poison, gets inside the stomach, then it activates this H. pylori, and the effects are detrimental. You have running stomach, you sweat.
If it grows too much in the stomach, it can cause problems such as acidity and ulcers. It's associated with such disorders in the gut.
So quite recently it has been my roommate. He suffered from diarrhea. So it was quite an issue because now he couldn't attend classes, and you see someone misses class to go to the health services at least to get the medical attention. So it becomes an issue, it impacts our studies because now the time lost to get the medical attention.
Upon inquiry about food poisoning from the food taken at Klabuu, vendors refuted claims putting the blame on students.
Huyo mwanafunzi alikuwa anasema alikula chakula iko sawa, alikuwa amekula kikomba. Sasa kufika anasema amekula chakula kikomba, lakini anaumwa na tumbo, lakini watu tulimpatia dawa na akapona. Na akashukuru sana.
Unajua kitu kama H. pylori ni bacteria, unaona? Sasa maybe unajua mtu unaweza kuko na hizo bacteria, na unajua watu mara kwa mara wao wapimi. Sasa unaona, inaweza kuyo bacteria amekuwa nazo kwa muda, alafu sasa kwenda kupima akapatikana ako na hiyo shida. Maybe atafikiria pengine ni chakula ya Klabuu. Unajua kuna zile gaseous foods, kitu kama sukuma nini, na zile zenye zinaletanga hizo shida.
Usio kitu kama hiyo, ni mwanafunzi akija anaangalia mahali sababu ya kukula. Kama ni Texas kwa ninja anakuja anakaa hapo chini anakula. Hapo hawezi konjeka. Na maswali yangu imefikia hapo.
The vendors at Klabuu have a role to play in ensuring food sold meets the health required standards. Students do have a personal responsibility in safeguarding their health.
Kitu naweza washow ni ati kitu haufai kuwa drive na money, because unaweza pia msee kitu mbaya na akupea do, but unapata at the end hiyo kitu itamu affect in one way or the other. So what should drive you ni satisfaction hiyo mwenye anachukua what you're taking. The way wewe uwezi chukua ama uwezi kula kitu mbaya, the same thing uwezi pea a client kitu ambayo pia yeye haimfurahishi.
People should be more careful with where they choose to eat. You know, it's we are grown up, so you should be able to have a wide knowledge of where you are eating.
So kitu mzuri, wanafunzi watakuja kukula hapa, wasiogope. Kama kwa hoteli chakula iko sawa, lazima ali anakula, lazima angalie kama place ni safi ama ni chafu.
Health is wealth, so everyone should consider taking their health seriously and investing in just making sure that they're always at a perfect state of health.
Because it's our health, we have to take action. I'd call upon all student leaders in the University of Nairobi to just do an audit, a health audit in the Klabuu. And then after getting a health audit, they could set up a standard to which these vendors could operate from. They could get a standard so that all vendors will actually outline and stick to that standard. If the vendor does not stick to this standard, then he's out of the market. Yeah.
What you eat is what you are. So we eat healthy to build a healthy nation. Yes.
Without the University of Nairobi, there will probably be no Club 36. The two complement each other, and a mutual relationship is key to the health of businesses around Klabuu and the health of students at the University of Nairobi.
Mnatupea motive ya kuamka daily na like you're the best part of what we do, because bila nyinyi like tungekuwa tushafunga hii base. So nyinyi ndo like tunapeanga first priority. Nyinyi ndo huwa mnafanya like tuamke mapema, tuna make sure kwa market tunapata ile kitu legit. Ndo wewe ukikuja hiyo matime utakuja utapata na kupatia kitu poa. So kama sio wewe like tungekuwa tushafunga. So nataka kusema ni asante kwa each and every student, hata mwenye anatukanga nje, wenye huwa wanatusupport in one way or the other, na hata wenye huwa wanaitisha deliveries from afar. Huwa tuna deliver na tunapata positive comments, na nasema ni asante. Yeah.
They are most welcomed to Klabuu.
So makasema wangu naweza washukuru sana. Anaambia atakuja kukula Texas, kila siku akija hapa Mungu anambariki sana. Na akirudi kusoma pia Mungu anambariki na masomo yake. Akimaliza apate kazi.